U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are hurtling towards their November 5th election showdown, one of the closest contests in modern American history. The U.S. is made up of 50 states, but when it comes to presidential elections, some states matter more than others, and these are called swing states. And well, they are called so because they literally swing the results between either party in the race. But why are they so important? We will decode that for you on the show. A U.S. state where two major political parties have similar levels of support among voters is called a swing state and is viewed as important in determining the overall result of the presidential election. Well, over the years, the list of swing states has changed because of factors like population, demographics, or moves on wider culture issues. And this year, there are 7 such battlegrounds. And every state is a toss-up within the margin of error. Well, it does come down to the electoral colleges. Unlike most U.S. elections, the president and vice president aren't elected directly by voters through the popular vote. This complex and controversial process has recently meant that the winner of the popular vote could fail to win the electoral college and thus the presidency. This happened in 2000 when George W. Bush beat Al Gore, and in 2016 when Donald Trump was chosen over Hillary Clinton. It is confusing, but let's decode. Now let's see this as a game. Every state has some points allocated to it, collectively totaling to 538 points. And to win, one needs to get at least 270 points. And interestingly, you can do that without the popular vote, but by electoral college. So what this means is that if a candidate gets more votes, even by a small percentage point, it wins all the points of the state, and the one to collect 270 points across all U.S. states wins. Example, even though Donald Trump won the state of Wisconsin by less than 1%, he still took all the electoral points from that state. Well, what we conclude is that because of the electoral system, the candidate can still win the election by taking all the electoral points from the states with the most points. Now, why electoral votes is important is because candidates can actually win the election by winning 11 states with most electoral votes. For example, in 2016, Trump had trailed his Democratic opponent Hillary Clinton by 2 percentage points, which was in excess of 2 million votes. But he could still emerge as the winner because he won key swing states. For instance, he won Pennsylvania by 44,292 votes of the total 6.1 million votes polled. In Wisconsin, he won by 22,748 votes of the 3 million votes. And Michigan by 10,704 votes of the 4.8 million votes polled. The swing states can also influence campaigns' agendas. For example, Latinos make up nearly a quarter of Arizona's voters. And that explains Trump's recent attempts to portray his opponent as being disrespectful of the Catholic Church. In Georgia, black votes count considerably, and Trump has been trying to mobilize them behind his anti-immigration politics. Michigan, a state that turned Republican in 2016 and Democrat in 2020, has around 200,000 Muslim voters. Democrats and Harris face a crisis of credibility among them against the backdrop of the conflict in West Asia. Now, Pennsylvania is suffering more from the rising cost of living than most other places. At the same time, fracking has made it the country's second biggest natural gas producer after Texas. And Harris previously called for a ban, but she is now keeping options open, albeit with stricter regulations. And well, that is how swing states can literally swing the elections towards any party. And before we go, here's a look at the number of points the so-called battleground state has. Pennsylvania has 19, Georgia has 16, North Carolina has 16 points, Michigan has 15, Arizona has 11, and Wisconsin has 10, while Nevada has 6 points. and all of them together add up to 93 points.